I'm here to provide you with a little bit of insight into the nuances of business communication. Communication is derived from the Latin word communicare, which means common. So the word communication means expression of thought, emotion, information. Now, communication may be classified broadly into two types, verbal and non-verbal. Verbal communication may be oral or written, where there are words in it. On the contrary, non-verbal communication is that type of communication which is bereft of words. So you typically have various types of non-verbal communication. You have kinesics. Kinesics is body language. Body language includes your facial expression, your smile, your eye contact, and your bodily movement. Then you have something called spatial, talks about the level of space that you leave when you interact with people. Then you have something called paralanguage. Paralanguage is like language, the tone, the tenor, the pitch of the voice. That qualifies as paralanguage. You also have color language, you have time language. So from the cradle to the grave, communication is very important. With respect to business communication in particular, it encourages internal communication, as in employee engagement. With respect to the external scenario, communication can be used for branding of the organization. It can help in customer service. Any aspect of the organization, communication is pivotal. When do you say communication is successful? We say when the communication is successful when the sender sends the message, the receiver receives the message and understands it in the same context as was sent by the sender. Unfortunately, successful communication is an exception rather than the rule. Now, the reasons for that is communication is fraught with several challenges that come in the way of effective communication. Let us analyze some of them. For example, English is a highly contextual language. The same word will have different meanings when used in different contexts. A case in point is match. Now, the word match may mean match the following to a very studious student. On the contrary, a girl who is under pressure to settle down in life will construe it to be a proposal. Match could also mean a cricket match to a cricket fanatic. So the same word match means different things to different people in different contexts. So that can cause a lot of confusion. Another important challenge that comes in the way of effective communication is cultural differences. While diversity is a blessing, too much of diversity can come in the way of effective communication. Too many organizational rules and regulations can also hamper effective communication. When there are very rigid rules and regulations, people feel inhibited in expressing themselves. Similarly, extensive use of jargons can come in the way of effective communication. When people do not understand the meaning of words that you use, then the entire objective of communication is lost. So these are some of the challenges that are faced in the context of communicating effectively. So now, what is the solution to overcome these challenges in communication? One of the solutions is to follow the 7 C's of communication. And what are these 7 C's? The first C is about clarity. Clarity in the thought process and clarity in the communication process. As in, whatever the mind is able to think, the sender is able to communicate in so many words. The second thing is about conciseness. Conciseness means avoid beating around the bush, be precise, and it is often seen that people use a string of words to communicate a single point. Actually, a string of words is absolutely unnecessary. You can use a single word in place of a string of words. That helps you. The other 5 C's include correctness. Whatever is said should be substantiated with facts and figures. It should not be incorrect. Next is completeness. It should be comprehensive. Communication should be coherent as well. You cannot change your stance from time to time. Most importantly, communication should be courteous. Courteous is showing good manners when you speak. Nobody likes to listen to a rude speaker. With respect to the role and relevance of business communication, any right-thinking organization encourages communication. In fact, communication is construed to be the nerve center of any happening and effective organization.